You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down.
Look at the stars. The great kings of the past look down on us from those stars. So whenever you feel alone, just remember that those kings will always be there to guide you.
I don't think it is very useful to speculate on what God might or might not be able to do. Rather, we should examine what he actually does with the universe we live in.
We are all explorers, driven to know what's over the horizon. The most profound discoveries are not necessarily beyond that next star. They're within us, woven into the threads that bind us.
Hello, beautiful people. Happy Friday, happy Venus Day, and happy new moon in Taurus. It's been a minute since I've been live with you all, but I'm so excited to be here with you. I just realized the microphone is not plugged in. Can you hear me now? It's been a minute. Even my technology is readjusting to being back online. I haven't been here since Mercury stationed direct again. It was a wild Mercury retrograde and eclipse season. Anyone else feel that? If you're joining me live, let me know how the energy is feeling today under this new moon, because it really does feel like this is the official end of eclipse season. Had the new moon, soul in Aries about a month ago. Actually exactly ago today, and then that lunar eclipse in Scorpio 2 weeks ago. So we have just made it through an entire moon cycle full of eclipses with a Mercury retrograde. It's been a lot, but we made it. We're here. We are emerging. And I'm excited to chat about this new moon and Taurus with its new beginning, as we always celebrate under a new moon. So if you're joining me live, get comfortable. Again, let me know how the energy is. If you have any insights that are you about the new moon and Taurus, as always, is a co-creation and a conversation. And if you are finding this video later, I will go ahead and add markers to the timeline after the live stream over, because we're going to go through each sign very quickly to talk about where this new moon is showing up in your chart. Hi, Rachel. All right, let me know how the mic is doing. She says it's a little loud, but I'm okay. Okay, all are my producers out there, so let me know how it's doing. I switch back over. Hello, Corby at Field Day. We have missed you, and you love, and I'm back, baby. We're back. I've got some good content coming for a couple days. But as my astrology friends know, I've been going through some intense 8th house transits, and I could have just hide it in my little cave for a little bit and feel all the feels and go igness. So I'm excited to be in 9th house energy to head into Gemini season, for me at least personally, for this Virgo rising over, and start to share everything with you. Good to see you too, Sarah. I'm going to need you to rein me in a bit. Feeling like a bulldozer. Well, that is pretty for a new moon in Taurus. Bulldozer being the keyword. We'll talk about it. Yeah, it was a challenging week. It's been a challenging month for a lot of us. We made it though. We made it through the eclipses, made it through Mercury retrograde, and we made it to today's new moon in Taurus, which we're experiencing exactly right now. The new moon, 28 degrees of Taurus. So this is a great point to pull up your own astrology chart, see where the end of Taurus falls, or if you use the Placidus system, see that cusp of Taurus, and and falls. That's what's really being activated by this new moon, the house. And if you're not quite there on your astrology journey yet, stick around. We'll talk about each rising sign, and I'll fill you in on what this means for you. Pull up the chart and show you the new Taurus and what's going on. We'll talk about the different connections the new moon is, and the aspects making. You can see T-square starting to play out, to feel this a little more strongly tomorrow. But Pluto, Mars transitions into Leo tomorrow, so we feel that opposition between Pluto and Mars, and then Jupiter forming the square of the T-square at 0 degrees of Taurus. So we're feeling fixed energy, we're feeling breakthrough energy, we're seeing dogs in the pound. Little visitors today. And it could feel like there's this turn point that's being in our transformation, in our motivation, in our abundance. As we're coming out of eclipse season, and as we're sort of processing everything that came up, everything that we've learned. So it's feeling like we're getting towards that light at the end of the tunnel of all the difficult transits that have been coming up. But specifically, let's hone in on this very moment with the new moon is exact just before 9 a.m. Pacific time, noon Eastern time. You can see the moon's at the anaretic degree, right in the very last degree of Taurus. So there is this sense of restlessness. There's a lot of forward motion and momentum coming from this new moon based on the different connections it's making. Again, we'll get to that, but first to really get rooted in the of the new moon in Taurus. Oh, good. Nikki says she's starting to get back on her. That's what we like to hear. I'm feeling that too, Nick. So the new moon in Taurus. I love that we're talking about this on a Venus day, on a Friday. Taurus is by Venus. So a lot of the themes coming up around this new moon in Taurus, in this cycle that we are stepping to, as the new moon is the beginning moon cycle. Sensuality, physical world, physical touch, physical abundance to be a big theme that's coming up. So this new moon in Taurus going to take us back to the I kept using over and over again at the beginning of spring, at the beginning of air season, and that planting seeds. Right. So we're going to be using the garden metaphor quite a bit, because Taurus, the physical earth. Taurus is all about our physical environment, our physical interaction environment, how the environment feels, how it smells, how it tastes, our senses, sensuality. And new moon is really bringing our focus to the physical resources around us, because just rules our physical resources, physical environment. And especially as Jupiter just moved into Taurus this week, we're really focused on physical abundance. The intentions we're saying around this new moon, because new moons are a great time to set intentions that can then come to fruition during full moon. And because eclipse season is over, to manifest away. But with the focus on the physical, we can really set intentions around physical abundance we want to bring in, financial opportunities. Taurus rules money, tangible offerings that want to put out into the world, or that we to purchase and bring into our lives. Taurus coming to a close. These are the last of Taurus season. Gemini season begins Sunday, the 21st. So this Taurus season was dominated by eclipses, and there have been a lot of to our physical environment, so maybe even our values, as Taurus rules values. So as this Taurus season comes, as we close the book on eclipse season, we could be finding a new lease on our values and on our sense of security. Taurus wants stability and security through the physical resources around us. Because Taurus, sign of the bull. I love how someone said, and I'm a bulldozer. I'm getting again. What the heck? I thought since retrograde was over, be fine. But we're just gonna roll with it. We're just going to roll with it. we're going to move forward. We're going to have the determination of the Taurus noon, right? Because there is a natural decision to go after whatever intentions we have set our eyes on under this new moon. So after this really wild, tumultuous period, we can kind of our footing again, get grounded into the, and grounding is a great practice under this new moon. In your physical environment, being in nature, appreciating the abundance, all coming back to that garden, and whatever seeds were planted in spring, probably starting to bloom. You might be starting to notice with your physical senses how those blossoms smell, what they look like, how they feel. Things are sprouting, things are growing all around us. And I would liken this analogy, I would liken an eclipse to an early spring that comes in, right? So we plant seeds, we are excited, the weather is warming up, we're thinking, okay, they're going to germinate, the soil is fertile, and then an early storm comes in that's really cold and creates frost and maybe kills off some of our seedlings. But this new shows us what could withstand the difficulties of eclipse, and what was rooted strongly to continue to blossom, to continue to bud, and continue to manifest. Eclipse season might have thrown out plans, or changed some plans, or shifted some initial intentions that were set in spring. But whatever remains rooted and can withstand the difficulties and the challenges. So notice what starts around you physically and metaphorically. What could withstand the craziness of eclipse season? Yes, I love that Nikki brought this up. Still in the shadow of Mercury retrograde. So if my tech is a little glitchy, hopefully you can still hear me and receive the message. We are ready for the shadow to be over. Please and thank you. We still have about a week or so. But yes, this retrograde was definitely a doozy. Even the last stream I tried to do was it was a mess. It was very, very retrograde-y. But this, like for me personally, I'll just use myself as an example. The people who are still here despite tech glitches, despite me kind of seeing my community and going into, hey, these are the connections that can withstand of time. The parts of my business, my life that are still thriving, difficulty. Those are the blossoms, the buds that will withstand difficulties and are rooted strongly to really generate abundance. I like this analogy. You know, I like visualization, because this new moon in Taurus can show us what we can tend to as things start to blossom, as things start to come to fruition. It's like, okay, how can we help that even more strongly? Maybe we're starting to observe how much bigger our crops and our seedlings are getting, and how much abundance is really starting up all around us. So as we come back to our values under this new moon in Taurus, we can start to appreciate are aligned with our values, and start to understand whatever fell away, whatever may be sabotaged or disrupted during season, probably wasn't in alignment with who we are being asked to become, who we are being called to evolve into. I really best way we can use the energy new moon in Taurus, even after the moon moves into Gemini in about an hour, which we'll get into, is to grounded into earth. Actually spend some time in nature today. Put your bare feet on the dirt. Notice the abundance all around you already, just in the air you're breathing, the planet around you, the sky above you. Nature is abundant, and that is what the new moon in Taurus remove. Let's talk about the different connections this new moon is as well. Yes, for a new opportunity, Heather says. And you might know under this new moon that new opportunities are popping up as well. I also kind of the visualization of eclipse season had some infestations or weeds popping up in your metaphorical garden, right? And maybe you had some time pruning some things and flower bed to make sure there's room for what we want to grow and to blossom. But and there's an obstacle, there's also opportunity. So there's like growth opportunity waiting for us under this new moon. And of course that's going to look different, everybody, but whatever is rooted, whatever we are really more of after the craziness of Eclipse is what's going to directly lead us to the opportunities to grow and flourish. Lots of bills in eclipse season. Yeah, I feel that too. Lots of health issues. Heather said, let's hope that's behind us because this is a chapter, my friend. Rachel did some rage on the pico of some things that came up this season, ended up burning it and burying it. How powerful. I love that. Sending it back to the new moon in Taurus. Give it to the earth. Especially because the moon has been in Taurus, the dark moon in Taurus. What a beautiful and powerful example of releasing, giving what no longer serves us back to the earth to be alchemized and turned into something. Letting go fully, ready for growth and expansion. Absolutely. I'm right there with you, Rachel. No, I'm experiencing similar transits to you. So I'm right there with you. About Neptune and Mars, because I'll chart back up and you'll see that this new moon, let me pull it up here. The moon is forming a sex Mars as we speak at the 29th degree, and all forming a sextile to Neptune before the new moon. So we have a lot of support under this new moon, and it feels like as above, so below. With the new moon with Neptune, it's really helping us soften a little bit of that fixed Taurus energy. Yes. The Taurus new moon is determination and grit, and really asks us to dig our heels in. But Neptune and in Pisces is like also we can just trust in building. We can trust in spirit, God, universe, goddess, whatever you want to call, creator, higher power, to sort of be the fertilizer, aids our manifestations right now. We can trust in a higher plan, and we can start to find a greater understanding of how it is unfolding. Have more compassion for ourselves, have more compassion for others. And our intuition is certainly heightened under them as well with Neptune playing a role. Feeling into those decks, those intuitive pings, as our sensitive are heightened, and our psychic ability are heightened as well with Neptune's influence. So you have this lingering feeling, or maybe an idea that's coming up that feels right under this new moon. Follow that instinct, follow that intuitive ping. Neptune is on our side, and it are maybe dealing with some interpersonal things under this new moon. Know that compassion and empathy is on your side as well. If you're feeling like, maybe that person needs a hug. That person's been going through a hard time. Should I reach out? Should I give them some compassion, some empathy? You might be feeling other people's emotions because Pisces very notorious for that, opening us to other people's energies as well. So notice subtly sensations that you're feeling, the intuitive pings that you're feeling. There is something to that. Even if it's stuck in our rational mind, yes, Taurus energy, the new moon Taurus definitely puts the focus on what's real, what's physical, what's tangible. But Neptune reminds us that there's more than what meets the eye, that we can believe and think can't fully wrap our mind. So trust the energy you're feeling, trust your own intuition. Oh wow, multiple digestive blockages. That's interesting during Mercury retrograde and eclipse, actual blockage of energetic flow. I'm glad you're feeling better, both of you. Wow. Yeah, health was down. Well, New moon in Taurus again, new chapter. We're embracing the new chapter. Now I want to talk about the other sextile on the other end of this new sextile to Mars. So we talked about the Neptune really opening us insights and intuition and creativity and spirituality, all the beautiful, mystical, magical things that we love to talk about on this show. But the moon also connects Mars at the 29th degree. Mars 9th degree during this new moon is already creating this sense of like, oh, let's just move forward. Let's just get on with it. Okay. Like, let's go. And that's momentum comes in that I mentioned a little bit. Mars connecting with this reminds us that taking one can have a big impact. Getting the ball rolling and create a lot of momentum. You don't have to have the full plan laid out right now. Okay, we don't have to know exactly what every step is going to look like, but just being willing to put ourselves and to take that first step. Mars is on the side to give us the motivation and the net to keep going, to keep that rolling. Now, you might feel immediate acting on intuition, and that could work in your favor. Again, this is all about trust with Neptune in the mix, and with Mars at the 29th degree of Cancer, we're certainly tapped into instincts as well. So this is going to be, something you have to trust yourself on in a person by person basis. You might get some intuitive pings and feel like immediately put them into motion, and could be faith under this new moon because Mars supporting our intentions. Mars is helping us to take an idea and put it to action. Lots of right now, Nikki says. I still keep up good spirits during this. I love that. I love that you have that mindset. That's all we can, right? We're not in control, but maybe there's one small thing you can do today to feel like you're moving forward, that you're coming out of a difficult period. Even if that's just sitting outside for 5 minutes, even if your body being like, I really want to be in the sun. I really tired right now. Trust your intuition, trust your body. And it could be just taking that one step, you're outside and then you do something and you have another idea. The ball is already rolling here because Mars wants us to keep moving forward. And tomorrow moves into Leo. So we have a lot of energy that we're excited to use right now. We know there's in the actions we're taking and the forward momentum starting very soon as well. So there's a lot of fresh energy that's to kick in over the next couple days, and the Gemini season, a new season itself begins on Sunday. We've got a lot of energetic transitions coming up. I would love as well, as we're talking about our own intuition and in our own insights, if anything else is coming up for you on this new moon in Taurus, if there are other messages that you feel like you've been receiving or anything else that would be helpful for the collective. This is love to put that out to you. Anything else we should chat about with this moon? I'm just really excited. The moon is in my 9th house. The sun is house. Mercury will soon be my 9th house in like a week, or exiting my 8th house. I should say. Done with the 8th house. I'm done. I'm over it. Ready for the growth and extension of the 9th house. So I know personally, I am feeling a lot of excitement and a lot of momentum. That word coming back in, but as we'll talk about in just a moment. This new moon affects everybody differently, depending. So if there's anything else you think to be spoken out about this new moon, now is time. But as thank you for this, Laura. I knew there was someone out there had something beautiful to share. Laura said, telling this affirmation. I have control over my life. I'm so glad you commented, because eclipse season, you know, I told you all, hands off the wheel, surrender. We are not in during eclipse season. As Terry's remind, her electronics are still doing things. And too, Terry, Mercury's still a shadow period. Makes us feel out of control too. But this new moon in Taurus feel like taking a grip on our reality again, taking the wheel again, taking the driver. Okay. We are back in control, and we can decide which step to take, how to move forward, place that forward momentum, which direction to start getting that ball rolling in. So remember, you are the captain of your life. You are the driver of your destiny. It's time to get back in the driver's seat after eclipse season and be really intentional about what you want to blossom, you want it to blossom, how you want it to blossom, how much of it you want to grow. We have a little more control, or we're starting to feel a little more control again. So thank you. I have control over my life. Oh, yes. Another beautiful wisdom from Rachel. This new moon. It's Venus day. It's Taurus energy. Feel the luxury, feel the comfort, be a little over the top. This is at 29 degrees. It's connected with this new moon. Go big, right? Go bold. I've been adding light energy for all day to cleanse myself. Love that. Beautiful, Rachel. Yeah. Permission to treat yourself. Make your body feel under this new moon in Taurus. Make your physical experience enjoyable under this new moon in Taurus, because we came here as humans to enjoy ourselves, experience all the humans. A lot of us have experienced some of the more difficult sensations over the last month or so. Now it's time to just take a moment to ourselves. Like we got through that. Ourselves on the back. Maybe we deserve a little treat. Maybe we deserve something. Yeah, treat yourself on this new moon. And that energy is abundant, right? When we're like, ooh, I deserve something good. I deserve to feel good. I deserve a little treat. That energy is going to be part of the intent we're setting under this new moon, the beginning of a new cycle. We treat ourselves, invite in more abundance. We invite in more self-care. We invite in other people to treat us too. So I love this. Treat yourself under this new moon. Uranus is always havoc. Luckily, he's not playing into this new moon right now, but yeah, I feel you. Very. Yes, Texas Roadhouse tonight, fully dressing bougie. Yeah, and I love this. Jeweled is the theme song. Like, go all, wear your nicest things under the Taurus. Embody the energy of abundance under this new moon. Okay, you deserve it. And by feeling abundant, we invite in more abundance. So the moon does to Gemini. The moon Gemini at 11:48 a.m. Pacific, right before Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, which is interesting because a lot of people will be working with the new moon tight, maybe even this weekend, but the moon will officially in Gemini. For the weekend in general, Gemini moon for the weekend invites in social interaction, being more outgoing, wanting to talk with other people, maybe wanting to share the insights or have conversation about the insights that came up for you during season under this new moon around other people, and sharing ideas will feel really good under this new moon. And I will say as we start to build in this moon cycle coming off of the moon in Gemini can really help mentally process what we have been feeling and experiencing. Our words can help us process our emotions when in Gemini. So talking with someone we fighting in our journal and just being like, maybe even doing a brain dump of like this is what came up in eclipse season. This is how to go into this next chapter. Mental mind can be helpful in our emotions. It's not everything, right? Emotions live in the body, but sometimes it's helpful to bring those emotions into the mind to understand where are we at, where are we going, what are we doing, And using our mind can help us gain some clarity about the direction we're heading in this new cycle, the momentum we're building, the steps we're taking forward, and even just with other people about our experience, bring more clarity too. Like, this is what came up for me, what came up for you, or speaking out to the world. This is what I'm calling in for myself next cycle. There is power in our words. Our words are energy, carry a lot of weight. Now, what happens right when the moon moves into Gemini? That's immediately a trine to Pluto at 0 degrees. We've got a lot of critical degree activation under this moon. So technically, the new moon acting with Pluto as well. You can see that on the chart. The moon forming a trine to Pluto. This feels so post to me, coming off of eclipse season, because it's like the transformation we've been going through, the alchemy that we've been feeling is really starting to unfold naturally. The moon harmonizing like this is like allowing us to shake off a few things that still need to fall away, things that were loosened up eclipse season. Maybe we're just kind of sloughing a few more things, clearing out our beds, if you will. But there's the energy of rebirth coming online, beginnings that we've been talking about. So the moon harmonizing with Pluto is allowing us to just relax a little, let the transformation happen, let the alchemy happen. Notice how we've already changed and what has already shifted during season, and welcome this new. And then late, I want to clue you in on this. This is the last connection the moon will make to no other major connections among the planets. Right? The moon will form a square to Saturn. This happens 11 p.m., I believe, big time. And so overnight of us. But as our Friday, our Venus day is winding down, the moon will come in there with Saturn. And when we have a high energy day under a new moon with critical degrees involved, sometimes we're moving a lot of energy through us, and it feels like the Saturn very late tonight could hard crash, like a rough landing, if you will. When the moon's Saturn, it can bring up some doubts, some limiting beliefs. Maybe you dreamt up a big idea or had some amazing insights come through under this new moon. Inner critic, that voice inside your head is like, no, you can't do that. You don't have the time for that. You don't have energy for that. Notice if that coming up, we don't have to believe it all the time, right? We do not have to buy into negative voice inside our head. It might just be that body is tired, you're a little depleted to go to bed. So instead of letting the inner over and send you down a spiral of worry when the moon is Saturn, that's certainly a possibility. Especially with the moon and Saturn and Pisces, we're very sensitive, and overstimulation can cause anxiety. So especially if at night you're out and about and you're noticing anxiety, you're noticing some intrusive thoughts coming in, might be time to take your space, go home, isolate a little bit, go to bed. Tomorrow's a new day. There's new energy. So if those negative thoughts are popping up, or negative emotions or pins are popping up tonight, we don't have to fully believe them. We can thank you, Saturn, for telling enough, for showing me where my boundary is. I need to take some space and take care of myself. Maybe go to bed so we can move on. We can refresh tomorrow, as I mentioned. So, yes, that could come up tonight. Fair warning, it won't last long. Any of us might already be asleep during it, which would. Ooh, Laura says she's been feeling sturdiness, patience, yoga. Really being in the body under this new moon in Taurus is going to feel good too. Body well, not just treating yourself through like, wearing things and having tasty food, but actually taking care of your physical vessel, your body. That's a great way to set intentions under the new moon too. Like, in this next cycle, I value my body. I value how I treat myself, and this is a precedent I'm setting. This is the first step of that forward momentum that we talked about. Now, also happening in the background as we talk, is this T-square that's coming online. We'll talk about this a little more over the coming days, but notice Mars is opposing. So there is the action towards taking action that's going to be transformative. A lot of us are feeling like, okay, and to evolve. We want to take that next step and see how we can create abundance. We want to get there. There's an eagerness. I would just caution you with all this energy and excitement we're working with, not to force or manipulate or control. Dealing with a lot of energy under this new moon and Taurus, and as a heavy earth sign over here. I know that a lot of earth signs like our control. So you're trying to force or manipulating. All good things take time. That's sort of mantra I've been coming back to under or around this new Taurus. All beautiful things take time to blossom. So if you're trying to force a transformation, and you're coming up against resistance, take a breath. Realize that's going to take a little bit of time to fully manifest, for things to fully come to fruition. There's no need to force. There's no need to manipulate the situation. We can just breathe and let things unfold naturally. All right. Speaking of taking a breath, I hope that all landed well for you. I hope that resonated. And now to just really quickly, information for each rising sign. I'm not going to do a deep horoscope because, to be honest with you, I'm running a little short on time today, but I wanted to be here with you all to take that baby step that we've been talking, start that momentum of getting these lives going again and chatting with you all, coming back online quite literally. So I have drafted an affirmation for each sign. You can find these at thespiritualjournalist.com daily astrology. And this is a great time again to pull up your chart, see where the very end of Taurus falls in your chart. This is an area that's going to be highly active, not just by this new moon, but also by Gemini season beginning in just. So we'll start with Aries. We'll end with going through the entire zodiac. I'll just give you a little tidbit about this new moon is showing up in your chart. As always, pay attention for your rise. If you don't know it, you can get a free copy at thespiritualjournalist.com/birth chart. Just scan the keyword, look for the ASC. That is your rising sign. That's going to be the most accurate way to see how new moon is showing up for you. But if you don't know your rising, listen for your sun sign. Listen to it resonates. Trust your intuition. Remember, we've got Neptune helping us under this new moon. So I will add markers so you can jump to whichever sign you're looking for guidance on if you're finding this later as well. Starting with our Aries risings, information for this new moon is: I am worthy of all the beautiful dreams I have for myself. That's because this new moon on your second house, which is ruled by Taurus. And the second house is all about money, physical abundance. So really for you, all you've got to do with your worthiness is understand that you are worthy of all things, and you will become a magnet for that physical abundance to enter. I am worthy of all the dreams I have for myself. Money and your physical surroundings could be coming up for you. New moon, maybe you have new endeavors you're embarking on, or maybe you want to go shopping and bring new physical abundance into your world. Just remember this affirmation. I have all the beautiful dreams I have for myself. Moving on to our Taurus rising. This new moon is landing in your first house of self-identity, purpose. So your affirmation is: I'm becoming who I was always meant to be. Because the first house is all about showing up, all about step into your light, into the limelight, taking center stage, if you will. Who are you becoming? You embark on this new chapter, this new season started, a new lap around. If you're a Taurus rising, there really is a supercharged energy of fresh beginnings for you. If you're a Taurus rising, just remember, I am becoming who I was always. Ask yourself, Who do I want to be? Who am I meant to be? Who is the universe calling me to be? And how am I becoming that version of self? Moving on to our Gemini risings. Your affirmation is, I am releasing what no longer serves it back to Earth. If you're rising, this new moon is landing in your 12th house of endings, healing, closure, release. Gemini season is coming, Gemini risings, and things will start to feel a little lighter. Into your new beginning very soon, just like the Taurus risings. But right now, this new moon might be illuminating or showing you you still need to shed and release and let what is no longer serving you. And I'm going to use our friend Rachel as an example here, because she taught us just moments ago exercise to use, especially if you're a Gemini rising. Maybe writing down or getting out of you what's no longer serving you, what was illuminated during and that you're ready to let go of, and physically burning it, giving it back to the earth, burying it. Even just a meditation moment of picturing what no longer serves you being released to the earth. The earth is our greatest asset under this new Taurus. This goes for all of us. We can ground our energy into the earth. The earth, the ultimate alchemist. It can take what is decaying and turn it into life. So I'm released no longer serves me and giving it back to the earth. A simple visualization of just letting something go back to the earth can be really powerful for you, my risings. All right, our Cancer risings. Your affirmation is, I am rooted in my community, knowing opportunities are within reach. Notice the abundance that is in your life through the connections you already have. New moon lands in your 11th house of your community and your work. So realize how rooted you are, and even picture your own roots going down earth and connecting with the roots of other community, knowing that we're all network and abundance can flow between us. The opportunities that are waiting for you might just be waiting for the connection in your networks. So I am rooted in my community, picturing those roots, connecting community, and being willing to out there, maybe make some new connections and see what abundance comes from them. Leo risings. Your affirmation is, I know what I want in life, and I am confident in my ability to achieve it. This is a 10th house new moon for you. New in your career and your long-term goal. Confidence comes naturally to you if Leo rising. So really getting comfortable in, I know what I want in my life. I know where I'm going. I see the end goal, and I am confident in my ability to achieve it. Leo and Taurus energy is similar in that there's determination and confidence there. So with this combination here, with the Taurus new moon and house Leo risings, there's a lot of grounded confidence that you can tap into. I want, I'm digging my heels in, and I'm just going to keep climbing up. I know what I want in life, and I am confident in my ability to achieve it. All right, my fellow Virgo risings, our affirmation for this moon is, I am ready for expansion and to reach new heights. This is a 9th house transit for us. The moon, the sun in our 9th house, the house of travel and expansion, growth and philosophy and passion. We're ready to learn. We're ready to grow. Also ready to teach others of the discovered during our eighth house, or really just in general. This is a beautiful time to be the student and teacher, to open our minds to new things, also to share what insights and greater awareness we've gained over the past month or so. So ready for expansion. All we have to do is willing to grow, and you'll notice how naturally that growth comes over this next cycle. Virgo risings, I'm ready for expansion, willing to reach new heights. Libra risings. This is an 8th house transit for you, and I feel you. I've been there. I get it. It's not an probably the most difficult house working with an astrology, if you ask me. So the I have for you under this new moon Libra is, I am not afraid of my own shadows. I'm willing to dive into my own depths. It could be that you are blocked from your own abundance, from feeling worthy. Maybe there's a little shadow work that needs to be done under this new moon. Yes, we're setting intentions. This is what I want. We're putting it out to the universe. This is what to expand and grow. This is the physical abundance coming in. But another prompt, a little deeper in the theme of the eighth house, is being willing to understand what's us from achieving that abundance. Noticing if there are any fears or doubts or limiting beliefs coming up. Like, this is what I want, universe. Is there a voice inside your head that's like, no, you're not worthy of that, or but this is why you can't do it, or you have all this debt or all this other stuff in you. The awareness of what's holding us back is ultimately how we can free ourselves from being back. So I'm not afraid of I'm willing to dive into my own. That's part of the process of opening ourselves up to expansion. Scorpio rising, your affirmation is I people who make my life more beautiful and share my appreciation. Scorpio rising, this is house transit for you. So the moon is in your 7th house of relationships and one-on-one partnerships. This is a beautiful time to appreciate events in your life that comes through who you are in relationship with. Even simply being like, I really appreciate you, to your partner, to your best friend, to your business associate, anyone you have a one-on-one relationship. If you're willing to just say like, wow, you add my life, you might be surprised by how much comes back to you and how much you receive back, but just seeing the abundance that comes from the people in your life and the connection you've created. I honor the people who make more beautiful and share my appreciation. Sagittarius risings. This moon is landing in your 6th house of health and routines. So your affirmation is, I am aware of my habits. Knowing small steps can make a big impact. For this new moon might be about honing in on the deep your daily routine or the small that are going to make up the bigger picture. Noticing if there are any habits that came up during Eclipse that are not aligned with who you want to be, and readjusting those new intentions around habits. Maybe it's one small thing you can do every day that's going to make a big impact over time. This is a beautiful energy just to take that first step. Could be that you've been wanting to start a daily workout routine. So under the new moon, you do 10 push-ups. That could be you put on a song and you dance around. You sign for the workout class that you wanting to try. Taking that one small step can have a big snowball effect for you, Sagittarius rising. So aware of my habits, that's step. And I know that those small steps can make a big impact. I don't know if you can see a little dog in the background. Okay, last 3 signs. Capricorn rising, your affirmation is safe for play and express myself free. It is safe for me to play and express myself freely, because this is a 5th house transit for you. 5th house is all about freedom and pleasure and play and letting light. And if you're a Capricorn rising, you're a little more serious. But this new moon invites you to find that fullness, and there will be abundance from the energy of play and beauty. So I keep saying you might be surprised, but give your attention to play, and that can snow more abundance into more pleasure over the coming cycle. It is safe for me to play and express myself. Aquarius risings, your aim is I create safety for myself so I can be a safe place for others to land. This is a 4th house transit for you. The home, family, and general patterns. And there's a lot of safe comes along with 4th house. Our home is our safe place. So Aquarius rising, or whatever you're manifesting, intentions you're setting, know that you have to create a safe place for yourself first in order to feel worthy of calling in what you want to call in, and in order to have the connections you want to have, other people feel safe too. So safety is going to be a big theme of this new for you. I create safety for myself so I can be a place for others to land too. But certainly not least, our Pisces risings, your affirmation is I am open to learning new information and making connections. This is a third house for you, and the 3rd house is all about learning and connecting with other people. So Maybe this is where you're sharing what you've learned, or where you're just having a conversation about what you want to call in. I'm open to learning new and making new connections. And of course, abundance comes through new information, new connections. So just staying open. Conversations that interest you or you've been wanting to learn would be a really great cycle to start. Read the book, take the course, and enroll in something to bring new information and new connection to your awareness. Pisces risings, I am open to learning new information, making new connections. All right, and I'm going to live stream very quickly because I have got to go. But I do want to end with a card pull. It'll be a quick card pull from the Queen of the Moon Oracle deck. And we'll just take one nice big deep breath all together, breathing in to the crown. And letting go, sending our attention, our energy into the deck, seeing the universe we need to know under this new moon. Release. Release is what came up. So many of us are still releasing maybe the things that were illuminated during the season. And just letting go of what we don't want so we can create more room for what we are trying to manifest. It says, let it go. You have to release anything that does not serve you. Old negative habits do not engage you anymore, as the payoff is not enough. You are ready for room for bigger, brighter, and more things. I freely release what I no longer need. Make room for what you're calling in. Make room for the others that is coming your under this new moon. It's waiting for you. All you have to do is open yourself up to feeling worthy of receiving, and with your values, align with your self-worth, and let go of anything that's in the way of your abundance. Thank you for being here, Rachel. I love your insights as well. I love your energy, and to everyone who continues to show themselves, who continues to show this community that we're creating together. Back, baby, this is step one where momentum is rolling. We're embrace house energy. Okay. Perfect card, Rachel says. Perfect for what Rachel shared. I trust the universe has something. We just have to make room for it. Make room, my friends. The abundance is coming. I have got to run, but I love you all. I will be back tomorrow to talk about Mars. So stay tuned for that. Have a beautiful new moon. You are all so worthy of abundance, and I can't wait to see what man are you. Until I see you next, stay curious. Thank you so much for joining us and aligning with the energy of the universe today. If you enjoyed this morning's episode of Transits Today, you can join our live astrology discussion every weekday morning right here wherever you're watching. And head to thespiritualjournalist.com to read your daily astrology forecast and browse the Spiritual Shop. The most fun way to help keep these forecasts free and support more content like this is to buy yourself a little something on our website. But if you're feeling extra generous, you can also buy me a coffee to fuel future live streams. Just tap the link in the description or head to buymeacoffee.com and search The Spiritual Journalist. And speaking of, you can also tune in to The Spiritual Journalist, our weekly live interview where we ask our guests questions about everything from crystals and manifestation to mental health and the environment. Those conversations stream live right here wherever you're watching now every Tuesday. I'm so grateful you found us here, and I can't wait for our next conversation.